I just want to be able to get out there as much as I can and like just be myself and actually push just being, being yourself will get you further than you think. I feel like that's my whole perspective and what I strive to like put out, because a lot of the times like people think you need to be a certain way to get where you are, but I just want to be true to myself. Like I don't ever want to have to be different just to make it to my next goal. I want to do it my way, and I want to do it the right way.
You already know when something about to make a big impact. It's what we used to. Wrestle. Yeah. Welcome to the table. Keep it locked in. Got some talent out this world about to drop in. And the story that we sharing about to shock them. And the level that I'm giving is a top 10. When you hear it's not a show where you get boxed in. Free to be authentic. Ain't nothing off limits. Paint the true picture, not somebody else's false image. Even when you low, it's what somebody else calls winning. Teasy got the table set. Whether it's someone you know that's famous or ain't made it yet. Recognize the power, check the numbers on the data set. Trying to find somebody else that's better, well let's make a bet. That's a flow that's broke it down, I ain't even break a sweat. Welcome to the table. Welcome to the table. Welcome to the table. We just getting started, never done, never settle.
Welcome everybody to the first inauguration of the new setup, the new vision, the new opportunities, the new blessings. We are here at Teasy's table, live in studio. This is where the location will be from here on out. I thank all you guys for supporting me throughout this whole journey, throughout everything I've been doing over these years in the wrestling industry, for this world, for everything that has been coming through, for my blessings. I thank you all for supporting me. Thank you. YouTube.com at Teasy's Table. When you get the backslash, make sure you put the at before Teasy's Table, or you'll not be able to find the page. So YouTube.com backslash at Teasy's Table, Patreon.com backslash Teasy's Table. Also, the Swerve City podcast is still happening. We still doing our thing. So make sure you go to youtube.com backslash Swerve City podcast and subscribe to both channels and support us in what we are doing. Now, I want to give a shout out to Josiah Williams for making that great intro song. You guys can get that on all streaming platforms. Now, I think it's kind of corny with me being a rapper to do my own song. I did that last time. I thought it was kind of whack to like do it again, like my own song. So I got the other theme song legend to do it for me. Thank you, Josiah, for hooking that song up. That song is incredible, brother. Thank you for all the love you've given me and support over the years. And make sure you guys go to all streaming platforms and download that right now. Want to give a big shout out to Phil Bird, my man who's producing this podcast, for giving me this opportunity to come in this lovely studio and to film this. Thank you very much, my brother. To all the fans, once again, at Teasy Jones, make sure you guys follow me on all things social media, all social media platforms and things of that nature. Now that we got that out the way, I would like to introduce one of my great friends in the game. We've been friends a long time. We've been talking about doing this for a long time, but timing's always right. I never go against divine intervention and when the timing is right, because you truly, truly got to trust it. And we've been talking, and you know me. You guys know me and my personality. I'm not a fan of Zoom interviews. Can't stand them. So I'd rather bring my friend in studio for us to make an exclusive classic for the very first episode of Teasy's Table. She is one of the best in the world at what she does. She is truthfully a great friend of mine, talented in many supreme ways. This introduction goes to the great Kiera Hogan. What is good?
What's up, TZ? How are you?
Ain't nothing, dog. We black people, so we just gonna talk.
We just gonna get to it.
We just gonna get to it. Thank you for coming on the platform.
Of course.
I thank you for the patience with me and my phone. Just 10 minutes ago, posting on social media. It was dead silent in here because I was sitting there typing my phone like an old man trying to post this and promote it. But thank you so much for the drive. We're both in the Tampa area. We've come out to this remote location to do this. Yeah. And I thank you so much for the investment, for believing in this product, for believing in me all these years. And thank you for coming.
Hey, like you said, it's been a long time coming. We were supposed to do this a long time ago. Things happen. But like you said, timing is everything. So I'm glad to be here.
Thank you so much. So, every time I start Teasy's Table, we're both notable figures. Mm-hmm. And a lot of people are pushing and pulling us in many different ways for different things. And there's one question we never get asked. How you doing?
I'm doing good. You know, that's a good first question. Like,
how's life? How you doing? How's the spirit? How's your energy? How's everything been?
you know what? I feel like I'm coming into a different energy in my life. I'm slowly but surely getting into a different version of me. I just had a birthday.
Happy birthday.
Thank you. I feel like I'm going into a different energy, into a different mindset with everything I produce. I put out there for me personally and for my character, for anything in wrestling, outside of wrestling. So I feel like I'm just coming into like a new version of myself.
You know, one thing I've always admired about you is your perseverance and knowing how, you know, when we're both coming up in the entertainment industry, it's very, very hard for us, especially as black folks, because we have to kind of start way back in a lot of things. So to be able to see where you've come, to see you being a trendsetter, and to seeing now you being an inspiration for all, you know, not only black girls but black people, especially with you being on TV, you being a wrestler, you are a role model for a lot of people. You know, a lot of the little girls out there that want to probably get in your line of work now. How does it feel to now feel like, hey, you know what? Not only am I'm on TV, but I'm now a mentor. I'm not kind of like a figure for people growing up. How does that feel?
I mean, honestly, I've had several experiences now in this part of my career where girls have come up to me and say, "Hey, you're my idol. You inspire me," which is funny because I literally have Aspire to Inspire on my arm.
Okay.
Because I had so many people inspire me coming up to now be the inspiration is still quite crazy to me. Like, I'm just me. I just try to be me. I just try to be the truest version, most authentic version of myself. And for that to get noticed by other people that want to do the same, that's all I could hope for. Amen.
So let's start from the beginning, right? So when you are thinking about this journey, not only getting in the entertainment business, but for you starting, what was not just getting into wrestling, but for you to be an entertainer, because we're entertainers. You know, what was that bug? What was some of your inspirations when, you know, for me, being a musician, watching my grandmother playing Marvin Gaye and Tupac and stuff like that on TV? What was some of your inspirations, not only to your line of work, but as entertainment in general? Who were some of your inspirations?
Well, first and foremost, Lady Gaga had a huge impact on my life, creatively, artistically. I still follow her to this day. I absolutely adore her and everything that she stands for. So I feel like she had a big impact on how I was and how I was creatively, because I started off as a writer. I wrote my own storylines and books and stories. That was my outlet, was writing and reading. And, you know, I was a fan of Twilight growing up, so Stephenie Meyer definitely had like a lot of influence on my writing. Ariana Grande is another one of my favorites that inspires me a lot. I love her style. I love, again, everything she stands for and who she is as a person. Again, it's another woman that I adore. But I also have to say, like, when it comes to hard work, I feel like my mom had like a big influence on me. Like, she always made sure to show me, like, no matter what you want, no matter how far up you think it is, you can get it. As long as you work hard for it and you put in the time and you're determined, you can get it. So I feel like when I was growing up and I had all these dreams, even though she didn't support it initially, I still had her in the back of my mind, like, okay, she had a dream to get this, she did it. She had a dream to get this, she did it. So why can't I have a dream and go out there and get it? So I had a lot of like influential women in my life.
Amen. So, you know, what was that journey, even though, you know, because you know how parents are. When you start going for your dreams that may be out of the status quo a little bit, they want you to do the safe thing.
Yeah.
Get the job, you know,
go to college,
get the degree. My dad was like that with me, and I understood what he was saying, but it just wasn't my spirit. And I luckily had my grandmother who always pushed me to get into this music thing. She gave me the money to go to the studio to do my first theme song.
Wow.
When I was broke, I had my kid, I was broke. So, you know, I totally understand that feeling. So tell me a little bit about that dynamic. When you first wanted to go towards your dream, was a lot of convincing to tell your mother, or was it something where she kind of got it after a while, once you got successful?
I feel like that's what it was. Like,
of course
initially she was like, you know, she wanted me to go to college. She wanted me to go to get a degree. I played soccer in high school, so they were hoping like maybe I'll get a soccer scholarship. But I didn't want to go to college. That wasn't something that I wanted to do. I knew from a very young age I wanted to be a wrestler, and I was going to do anything and everything I could to do that. I was very like drawn to wrestling and the complexity of it and the theatrics of it. I'm very dramatic, so I just loved how like it just pulls you in, like the feeling, and I wanted to be able to do that myself. But initially she was like, you want to do what now? You want to be a wrestler? How do you even do that? Like, no, you can't do that. You have to go to school. I went to school for a year, and I was like, look, I did this for a year. I didn't like it, so I'm not going back. I'm not wasting your money. I'm not wasting anybody's money or time. Like, I know what I want to do. Eventually, like, I was gone every weekend. She couldn't understand why I was gone every weekend, why I was so tired. I was doing wrestling, and I had a second job. I actually had 2 jobs at one time, trying to make money so I can go to these shows and just get exposure. When I got my first contract, even when I told her, like, I called her and I was like, Mommy, I just got a contract with Impact Wrestling. She was like, what does that mean? And I was like, I'm going to be on TV. That's what it means. I made it. Like, I made it to TV. That's all I wanted to do. Like, I didn't care, like, how big the promotion is. Like, I was like, I did something that I set out to do. Like, I said at one point I wanted to be a knockout, and I did it. Check off the list. Like, I was able to do that. So she has come around to it. My dad has always been, like, a fan of wrestling. Him and my brother, like, got me into wrestling initially. So I feel like he's always been my biggest fan. My dad has always, like, really been supportive of me and doing shows and telling all his friends and getting pictures for them. Can you sign pictures for this person? But they're totally supportive of it now. Now they truly understand.
You know, that's the one thing that I learned about, you know, it's funny. I have, you know, having my daughter and her being 7, right? It's different with fathers. Mm-hmm. It's different because we'll just go to the moon for our daughters. Yeah. You know what I mean? And now some cases, some fathers be like, oh, I'll get to the good, you know. But those fathers like that, yeah, those are people you treasure because they just want their girl to do great. Yeah. You know? My dad's definitely like that. And I'm like that with my daughter as well. For anything she wants to do, she just told me she wants to get in the studio and music and stuff. And trust me, we're going to bring that up to you too. So, you know, it's a great feeling to have that support system. Mm-hmm. You know, and I'm happy you had that support system. Of course, your parents just wants what's best for you. Yeah. And want you to be secure. But one thing as creators, and you're a creator as well as I am, is that without that creativity, we're not going to be happy. Yeah. We're not going to be happy because we express it either through, you know, you do it through acting, wrestling, mm-hmm. music. We're all, like I said, all of us are in the same boat. Mm-hmm. We're just, you know, we're just different parts of the ship as entertainers. Absolutely. We're just in different parts of the ship, but we're all on the same boat as entertainers. So, you know, you take that and then, you know, you have that support system. Now it comes to being goal-oriented, right? Yeah. So when you first get into your line of work of wrestling, you know, what was, even just outside of the business, I'm just saying as far as your goals, what was your goals when you first got into this, saying, okay, these are my plans, these are my goals, this is stuff that I'm striving for, even back then or to now? What are goals that you have for yourself that you've yet to obtain, that you want to obtain?
Well, when I was on the indies, I remember at one point in my career, I made a list. I put it on Facebook. I was like, I want to get signed before I'm 25. I would like to hit all of these promotions by the end of this year. And I was able to do all of those things. But now, like, I just feel like now I want to get more outside of wrestling. Like, now I'm getting into modeling and acting. I really want to do, like, commercials, photo shoots, runway shows, things like that. So I think my goals now are to try and get more into that industry. And I've done modeling competition. I did a big one in New York called the IMTAs actually at the beginning of this year or a few months ago.
Congratulations.
Thank you. I did sign with a couple talent agencies, but nothing has come out of it yet. So, but I'm still trying to be optimistic about it. I still have people hit me up on Instagram that I don't even know that are like, hey, I have this agent you should talk to about brand deals and partnerships. I just want to be able to get out there as much as I can and, like, just be myself and actually push just being yourself will get you further than you think. I feel like that's my whole perspective and what I strive to, like, put out, because a lot of the times, like, people think you need to be a certain way to get where you are, but I just want to be true to myself. Like, I don't ever want to have to be different just to make it to my next goal. I want to do it my way, and I want to do it the right way.
Amen to that, because one thing that I learned about this, and going into, us being, millennials 2023 and the way the times are now. Now we're in the times where you need to be as multiverse as possible.
Mm-hmm.
Doing just one thing in this world now is kind of a death sentence.
Yeah.
And I don't mean it that way. They say, be a jack of all trades, master of none type thing. But no, you really need to have different vessels.
Especially now.
Mm-hmm. And the way that, retention is on people's minds. Every day to scroll, here today, gone tomorrow type thing.
Mm-hmm.
So the more that you can grow your brand into other things outside of what your line of work is, modeling, as you said, doing the runways, doing, eventually getting into other different talents, it just helps grow your brand to do different things.
Absolutely.
There's a lot of money out here and a lot of opportunity. And I've noticed that the most people that aren't happy are people that are just kind of stuck in one thing. You kind of mastered wrestling at this point. You kind of mastered it. You know what you're doing. Now it's like, okay, this is what I love to do, but let me branch out to do other projects, to do other things, I feel like the more we're constantly learning, the better it is.
Yeah.
So let me try this out. Let me do this. Let me do that. And not only does it help your brand, but helps you in wrestling too.
Absolutely. And it actually really has.
Absolutely. Being able to do different things. You meet different people, different fan bases, Yeah. And it helps build that. So let's get into, those hobbies as well. You send me some great pictures of yourself with your makeup. So you have are you trying to do a makeup line? You trying to start a makeup line, or
that's like the ultimate goal is starting a makeup line. I would love one day to have like a makeup line, a lash line, a wig line, hair. Like I would love to dip my toes into everything. But makeup has always been like one of my first loves. Like it was wrestling and makeup. I would literally sit in my room and watch makeup tutorials and wrestling. That was what I was into at the time. Like I would sit and do hours of makeup and take it off and try again. And that's how I learned how to do makeup. I didn't go to school for it. I kind of picked up things wherever I was. Even now, like I'm still picking up things, but makeup has always been my first love. And I like always was into the different beauty gurus and wanting to meet them and be like them. Years ago, I wanted to start a YouTube channel. I still do. Like, that's still one of my goals is to, like, create content like that and do makeup tutorials and get ready with me because those are things that I like. And I think I could be good at it. Like, I don't see why I don't do that. I just have to, get out there and do it. But eventually I will. But I would love to do anything in the beauty industry, really. Like, even if it's testing or PR, like all of that. I just want to be involved in the beauty industry.
You know what? Just to give you some motivation, I think that you have some great ideas for what you want to do. And the one thing that I had to learn is just kind of just do it.
Yeah.
Maybe you could just one day you're on your computer and you're just filming yourself doing makeup and just talking to the people. You have a great following. So if you just start the YouTube channel and just put it out there, you know what I mean? Just say, hey, this is my first video. I'm doing makeup for you fans that are into it, Yeah. Just put that concept out there. Just do it. You might start out with 10 subscribers and you'll have thousands by the day.
Yeah.
And then, I'm going to say this live on camera because I can say this off camera, but you could branch that with where you work.
You're right.
You know what I mean?
And we have, in the makeup department, we're sponsored by literally one of my favorite brands, Jeffree Star Cosmetics. I know it's very, like, controversial with Jeffree Star, but, like, the products that he has put out over the years, I've been a fan of since the beginning. Like, it's good quality makeup. Like, he's very inclusive when it comes to creativity, all the colors, all the different ways that he comes out with different things. And when we got teamed up with Jeffree Star Cosmetics at AEW, we got these big PR boxes. And I literally almost cried. I was like, I've spent thousands of dollars on this makeup on my own, and now I'm getting a box, like, full of it. Now my only goal is to go to the warehouse because a few people have been to the warehouse. I'm trying to go to the warehouse and like really see, because I feel like if I go to the warehouse, then I can ask questions.
Yeah.
Then I can start to find out, okay, how can I get into makeup? How can I start testing my own makeup or starting my own brand? So I feel like now, as much as I love makeup, I want to know the behind the scenes behind like putting makeup out.
Now you get into the meat and potatoes of it. Yeah. Now you do that. You branch it out with your YouTube channel. because I already see your Instagram. You already do it. You know what I mean? So you branched out with the branding, explain to people what you do. You know what I mean? The branding you have, it's right there.
I know I can. I just need to do it, like you said.
It's right there. It's just like you just throw, like they say, you just throw stuff at the wall, see if it sticks.
Absolutely.
And give it a shot, and you have a great following. People will follow what you're doing. A lot of people that are into that field will just subscribe just to see you talk to them.
Yeah.
And it's definitely a good avenue in it, especially if you give it a shot. I know you're busy, so I'm just throwing that out there to you.
If it's something that I really love, I will make time for it, and that's something I really need to make time for.
Absolutely. So let's go into your athletic background. So you sent me a great picture of yourself of you and your soccer accomplishments. And I remember we were texting and you was telling me, "Oh, I like to play." I was like, "Oh, okay." So were you always a part of a team when you were young? Were you a professional? How was that career in soccer? How'd that go for you?
Well, my dad was the one who put me in soccer. His best friends, like growing up, their daughters were in soccer. So they all put us on the same team when we were like 8, 9, 10 years old. And then once I got to middle school, so I was playing rec soccer for a while, for a long time. I then played club soccer. And then when I got to high school, I was on the varsity soccer team my freshman year.
Wow.
And by my senior year, I was one of the top scorers in my county.
Jesus.
I was a little fire cannon. I was fast. I used to love running. Now, I was kind of work cardio, but I used to love just being on the field, getting dirty, bumping into girls, shooting goals, sliding on the that was me. I absolutely adored soccer. And one year when I was in high school, I couldn't do it because of my grades and some other stuff. And it literally it hurt me so bad that I could not play because it was, again, one of those outlets. It was wrestling, makeup, soccer. And even before the soccer season started, we were conditioning for months before soccer started. And I was the first one on the field. I was the one helping out. I was never a captain, but I was doing captain duties. I was leading the girls. I was leading the new girls coming in. I really enjoyed playing soccer. And I did have, dreams eventually to play in, college. But then again, like I said, wrestling was just a bigger love for me. I was I really want to do this. So I think if wrestling did not work out for me, I'd probably play professional soccer.
Absolutely. So it would be, you have soccer, you have wrestling and workout. So with all these talents, right? So I always ask people this, all these talents that you have, because you're a multiverse person, you have many things that you've encountered in. If you had to say what is that main thing, that main passion, that main bread and butter? Is it still wrestling, or do you see yourself in maybe 10 years saying, you know what, if something else works out, I might have other avenues, to go in? So is it now, 10 years ago, wrestling might have been the main thing for you? Now that you've had exposure, experience, you're on television, now you've had that itch, kind of scratch of doing that.
Yeah.
Even though you're still passionate about it, is what you love to do. You've had that experience. Looking at it 10 years from now, if me and you have the same conversation 10 years from now, where do you see yourself?
I think hopefully on a big screen, in movies, TVs, commercials, getting endorsement deals. I really would like to be the face of something. I want to be the face of, like I said, a beauty company, Amen. Whether it's mine or somebody else's, or walking on somebody's runway, doing fashion week, going to Paris, going to Italy. I've always wanted to travel the world, whether it was through wrestling or not. And if it doesn't happen with wrestling, I've been a lot of places with wrestling, but I've never been overseas. And if it just so happens I get to go overseas with fashion and acting and modeling, then that's just what it is. And I really hope, even in the next, few years, to really, start taking off with that. Absolutely.
Now, let's bring it back a second. Because with motivation and with life comes hardships, right? And we all have to overcome something. And I believe that whether it's success, whether it's life or anything, you're going to have to pay a price.
Yeah.
Getting to your success. So a story that you can share. Give me a story of a hardship that you went through in life. Something that you had to overcome that might have been tough for you, or was you didn't know you could overcome it. Maybe something that you experienced that you're willing to share. of some adversity that you went through that you overcame to get to the point where you're at now?
Well, in middle school and high school specifically, like, I had a best friend, and we wrote stories together, wrestling stories. And then when I decided I wanted to be a wrestler, I was like, let's do this together. We'll go to wrestling school together. And she's like, okay. She didn't go. But people thought we were weird. Like, people thought wrestling was weird. They thought I was weird or different. In middle school, I got bullied really bad. Like, my life threatened. My mom had to pull me out of school. I got outed by my dance teacher to my parents and my grandmother.
Jesus.
Yeah. So I feel like looking back on all of that now, it was just preparing me for struggle that I was going to have later on in life. Like, I'm very emotional. I was very naive. I used to trust everybody, tell everybody my secrets.
Amen to that.
I was so naive, but like, now I know that I've gotten over those things to prepare me, like I said, for struggles later on in life. Not to say that I've been bullied now, like in my adult life, but I've had situations where I've had to be like, all right, I already know where this is going. Can I handle it? Okay, I can. Like, I feel like it's just kind of molded me into a better person to be able to handle my emotions, to be able to handle my thoughts, to be able to articulate what I need to say without blowing up. But I just wanted to prove people wrong. Like, I had my 10-year high school reunion a couple months ago.
You stunting.
I sure did. I walked in fashionably late. All those girls, I wasn't on the dance team. I loved dancing in middle school. I was on the dance team in middle school. My coach outed me, kicked me off the team. And the girl that I was, with at the time, she got put back on the team, but I didn't. So
you see those people again? Did you see them back?
I didn't see those people. It was the girls in high school that carried my bullying from middle school into high school, and they tried to make it hard for me in high school before high school even started. Jeez. So I had girls that were on the dance team that didn't even want me to be on the dance team. So they talked other girls into like kind of not bullying me, but like shunning me from. So I didn't want to do it. I didn't dance at all. That's why I chose soccer. I was like, you know what? I'm good at soccer. I'm gonna do soccer in high school. But yeah, I saw those girls and I stunned on them. I sure did. I walked in fashionably late. I had my cute dress on. I had my hair done, everything. And everybody was coming up to me like, oh my God, you're a superstar. Oh my God, you're on TV now. Oh my God, you're so beautiful. Oh my God. And I was just like,
shut up.
Exactly. I was just like, oh, thank you.
Hit it with the, all right. Yeah, that,
I was like, okay.
Yeah. And it's cute. See, but that's the thing now, because you need that. And I believe like life is like gravity. You need something pulling you. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And people don't realize. That's why I always treat people good, because
that's all I'm saying.
You never know who somebody gonna be.
You never know.
God will switch up somebody on you in a minute. You'll see like, yo, that dude's corny. Two months from now, that dude's the owner of the company and you're working for him.
That's what I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
You never know. So I understand that. And I understand that feeling, because I've had to do that. I can't tell you. I'm looking dead in the camera when I say this. This isn't about me, but I'm going to say this. Y'all, when I did that performance last week in New York, shout out to AEW, shout out to Tony Khan for Sammy Guevara, the comments and the messages I got from people that I do not rock with, they came out the woodworks.
Did they really?
Fam, you made it, bro. You made it. I can't believe I saw you on TV, dog.
Oh my God, that's great.
Oh, but just 2 years ago, 10 years ago when I started, Wrestle was stupid. It's fake. It's why are you doing the theme song thing? It's corny. Oh, you gonna rap about his body slamming? Oh yeah.
Okay. Yeah. All right. I'm gonna see you soon though.
Yeah.
Watch me.
I'm telling you.
You can see me on your TV screen. Don't worry.
Oh, trust me, y'all. I hit y'all with the scene, and then I hit markers unread to let you know I read it and deleted it when I marked it. So yeah, I did that. So I understand. I know that feeling. So sometimes you got to go back and stun a little bit. It's a confidence thing. Yeah. It's like showing people that, you shouldn't have counted me out.
Yeah.
All the bullying and all that stuff's unnecessary.
Like shunning you and just like people are like click up in school, and some people don't like talking to certain people. And like I said, I was put in like the weird kid group. Like people knew me, but they didn't really talk to me. They didn't get to know me because they just assumed all of these things that they heard instead of getting to know me for who I am. And then when you see me 10 years later, look, everybody want to say hi to me. Everybody.
Yep. Everybody want a picture now.
Everybody want tickets. Everybody want a shirt. I'm like, oh, you want all this stuff now. I even have people from the reunion like on Instagram like, hey, I thought you said you were going to give me tickets. Like, this is my first time talking to you in 10 years. Like, now you want tickets? You can wait. I'll give you tickets when I want to give you tickets.
Yeah. Just hold up. Show me some support, and I might throw you a discount.
I might reconsider.
Might. I'll send you the company link, the discount link. But coming from me, nah. You still gonna have to pay. But hit a discount link, 20% off. Good luck. You know what I mean? That's how you got to hit these people sometimes.
Yeah.
You know. So now, this brings my question over to that to say, okay, you're Kiera Hogan. You're on television. Everybody knows you. You're all over the world, right? You're worldwide. But here's the question. How do you protect your peace? How do you protect your peace? Because in this world, we're dealing with so much. Many things are pulling you in many different directions. Mm-hmm. Life, bills, Uncle Sam, you're crazy with what you're doing. Bills, life, relationships, family, work, with your vested interests, things you like, things you don't like, everything that goes on in the world that we deal with every day. How do you protect your peace?
Well, to be quite honest, I have felt stuck for a really long time.
Wow.
Mentally. And just like very, very recently, I've started to collect myself and get the help that I need because, depression, like, there have been things that happened to me in these last couple of years that have really taken a toll on me, and it's made me reconsider how I see myself and who I am as a person, and I hate that because I've never felt that way about myself, but a lot of things happened to make me, like, my self-esteem, like, went down, my confidence went down, I was overthinking, I was second-guessing myself way more than usual, but I finally, like, was pushed from, my girlfriend, not pushed, but encouraged to, like, seek help. And I've been talking to a therapist. I've been trying to do better about, like, writing and getting back to things that make me happy rather than just work is work. And then when I get home, I'm a vegetable. Like, I want to do more. Like I said, I would love to do all of these things, but for the longest time, I wanted to do all these things, but I couldn't find the drive or motivation to do it. As much as in my head, I'm telling myself, you can do it. Why don't you do it? Beating myself up, criticizing myself, like, why aren't you doing anything? I had to get help because I couldn't deal with the thoughts and the anxiety and the depression all at the same time. It was becoming very overwhelming. And going to work would be overwhelming a lot. It's not anymore, thank God. But I finally found, like, I'm starting to find my peace and my routines and my rituals. Like I said, getting back to writing, trying to be more productive. Baby steps, so I'm not overwhelming myself, but it's getting better day by day. Like, I feel like I'm starting to reignite because I feel like I lost my fire for a while. Like, I wasn't fulfilled. I wasn't happy. Like I said, I was second guessing everything. But I think I'm finally starting to find my peace again and find myself again and find my passions and what I want to do because I'm very ambitious. I'm very determined. Like, when I got into wrestling, nobody could steer me from wrestling. Nobody could get me off track. I was like, this is what I want to do. I'm going to make this happen. And I want that for the next step, the next chapter, whatever comes after wrestling or while I'm in wrestling. I want that same drive. So I feel like I'm starting to reignite slowly but surely. Like, the gasoline is slowly being, like, poured on the flame, like, day by day. So I'm starting to get back to where I was before, but in a different version of myself, an adult version. Like, I dealt with a lot of things as a kid and a young adult, like in my early 20s, and now I feel like I'm just becoming a different version of myself that I have to, relearn pretty much.
One thing that I know about life is we have to relearn and unlearn a lot of things. A lot of things we were taught as kids, we have to unlearn. And a great motivational speaker named Inky Johnson said this. He said sometimes you have to update your software in life mentally. You have to update it like a computer.
Yeah.
If you don't update it, it's going to mess up eventually.
Yep.
And it's the same thing with life. We have to unlearn things. We have to relearn things. We have to change perspectives. Sometimes we have to back away. And the price that I was talking about earlier that we have to pay is sometimes getting to our dreams. A lot of times there's a lot of things we neglect. And we're just worried about being success. We're driven for success. But spiritually, we're not in a good place. Mentally, we're not in a good place because we're just on the go. We want to just be goal-orientated, but like they say, you don't want to be a public success, but a private failure.
Yeah, absolutely.
You don't want to have publicly everything is great, but privately you're just in shambles.
Yeah, it's the worst.
And it's the worst thing. And also too, she's in the studio. I'm gonna give her a shout out. Diamante's in studio.
Yes,
I know she might kill me off camera, but that's my dog, and I love her. So
I love her too.
So tell me a little bit about y'all dynamic. Tell me a little bit. You said she was supporting you. She's always been a support system for you. Tell me a little bit about what she means to you as well, just as and not only a relationship, but as a person and how much she's helped you. Because I got to give everybody their roses.
I have to give her roses too, because honestly, she's my biggest fan. She knows I will take over the world if I do everything I say I want to do, and I do it. She knows I'm going to take over the world, and I feel like I've had people in my life to do that, but not to this extent. Like, she is really like pushed me and motivated me to like do things. Even now, like, she went on a diet not too long ago and got like shredded, like, and it was such a motivation to see her go through that and do it by herself, how disciplined she was. So now it's like motivating me to get in shape and go to the gym with her and diet with her so we can do it together. But she's a huge motivation, a big inspiration, like from literally day one. She's always supported me in everything that I wanted to do in my dreams, what I want to wear, what I want to look like, what I want to be, who I want to be. She supports it 100%. She gives me nothing but, she like gives me love in a way that's different than anybody else in my life. And
Amen.
That's what I love so much about her and
Amen.
having her in my life. Like, I'm going to marry that girl one day.
Amen. And I hope to be invited.
Oh, you will.
And, I hope to be invited to enjoy the festivities of your guys' celebration of your great relationship. I've known you both a long time, and that's great to have that because you need that. I always say this. I'm a single man right now, but I will always say this because you kind of miss it. Let me make a disclaimer. No disrespect to the girls I'm talking to right now, but ain't nothing official. I'm not no player, nothing like that. Just nothing official. You know what I mean? No, all respect to y'all. Y'all know who y'all are. I'm chilling. Genuine, I say I'm just a bachelor. But, ain't nothing like being able to have that significant other because you have your family. You got your friends. But when you wake up to somebody you care about and that spirit is alive, that's a whole different feeling.
It is.
Because you can love your mom, you can love your dad, you can love your friends. Like, there's only so much homeboys I could be around before testosterone and ego starts kicking in.
I gotta go.
Like, all right, dog. Like, we're playing Madden. They're like, all right, dog. How you be around a woman? You know what I mean? It's just different. It's a different feeling. And I want to give you both your roses, for one, being able to make it in this entertainment business is you guys are like rare because it's very hard. Not only travel schedules, but being motivated, stuff pulling you guys, stuff can pull you apart so quick in this world. Yeah. Not only in the industry, but the world.
The world, yeah.
And to see that you guys, are rocking, not only that, but to see how much she's motivated you. And I'm pretty sure when I have her on the show, it'll be reversed on when I ask her about your impact, about her impact on your life and vice versa. So, keep that strong bond, keep pushing, and I hope to not only be there to celebrate your celebration of life when you guys do get married, but just to see you guys being an example for the world. You know what I mean? On how it's supposed to be. Now, there's something I'm going to bring up here. I heard through the grapevine because we've been talking for a long time, and you know where I'm going with this. Somebody is interested in getting us some music, and
what was that?
I know this is a long conversation ago. We've had this, and you got the look. You got the look. You got the swagger.
I feel like I can do it.
You can do it.
I know I can do it.
Look. Swerve didn't know nothing about music. Swerve didn't know anything. I said, bro, you could do this. Trust me. We got in the studio. It's all about confidence. Once you get over the fact of you hearing your own voice back and you get confident with what you're saying.
Like that's what freaks me out the most.
That's the only scary thing about it. Like I said, I swear every time I rap, I swear I sound like DMX in my head. But I don't. I don't at all. My voice is very light and I'm very conversational. And then when I rap, I try to, and it just bust a rhymes, and it just doesn't come out like that. So I had to grow comfortable with that. So it's about you just get in the studio, hearing the music, and you being comfortable with what you're saying and believing it.
Yeah.
Some of the favorite artists that you named, they believe it. They believe what they say.
Oh, that new Doja Cat album, though.
We gonna get in the music here in a second. I'm transitioning over to there in a minute. So it's like, I would like to invite you live on Teasy's table here one day to just get in the studio. I get the studio time. You ain't even have to do nothing. We'll just play beats and you just listen. I don't want to get you right in front of the mic yet, because that's a whole different thing. Yeah. Say in front of the microphone, okay, when do I start? What do I say? We'll get there. They'll get to the technicalities.
Okay.
But one day, you're not far from where I go to the studio at. Just book some time. We just sit there, play some of your favorite songs. Get the instrumentals of the songs. And just get inspiration from some of your favorite people and how you would take from them and make your own thing.
Okay.
So hopefully one day
I can do that.
I'll motivate you and we can get in there and then we can get the technicalities on how you do it, how you write it, all that stuff later.
Okay.
It's just going in there and just, okay, so this is how it goes. Then you'll be like, oh, this ain't that bad. You'll do your first song and you'll be like, oh, this ain't that bad. This ain't that. Oh, this is a chorus.
I feel like that's how I'm going to be too.
Yeah, now, trust me, my first songs were terrible. Now, I'll be real with you. When I started, I'm 35 now. I have no problem saying my age. I'm an OG. I'm OG Teasy at this point. So I used to write, back dating myself. I used to write back in my composition notebook back when, we was in high school.
Hey, I wrote in composition books.
Right, composition notebooks. I swore I was like, who's a person I can name? I was like, Eminem. Like everything was like big words and alphalogically and all that stuff. And I just wanted to sound smart, but it was absolutely horrible. One day when I find my rhyme book, I'm bringing it on Teasy's table and I'm going to read some of this stuff.
Oh, I can't
Good
wait.
Jesus Christ, it was bad.
Oh, I can't wait.
But you got to start somewhere. So just start getting some ideas in your head, some of your motivations, some of the things you like. Okay, if I'm Miss Kiera Hogan, if I'm going to do music, how am I going to brand it? What am I going to talk about? How am I going to, you know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely.
And then I'll help you with the technical parts of it. We're going to sit in the studio, just watch videos, some of your favorites. And that's how you get the inspiration, because you take from them and you build into your own person. I lived a total opposite life of 50 Cent. I never got shot in my life. I never sold a drug in my life. But I took inspiration from his hustle and who he was. So you can do the same thing. And I'm giving you the open olive branch that one day, when your schedule permits, we just sit in the studio and we just start getting.
I'm honestly ready for that. Like, I feel like that's another thing that I really have been wanting to get into. I started kind of teaching myself how to DJ, like a little bit.
Okay.
And I'm trying to get other DJs to help me learn how to DJ. But I love setting the vibe for like the locker room. That's like one of my favorite things to do, was like create playlists for the locker room, see what everybody's vibe is, put on music, like, and sometimes like I'll put on stuff and be like, oh, nobody will listen to this, and somebody's like, oh, okay, I like this. So I feel like I'm good at putting playlists together and like feeling out the vibe of the room. So one day I would like to be, a DJ or something, like the hottest DJ period, that's how I see it. But I definitely want to get more into music and like music production. I bought a music production book a long time ago, and I don't remember the last time I read it. But I really do like want to know more about the music industry, because I'm, like you said, I'm really big into music. I love music. I love, like I said, setting the vibe even for myself when I'm doing my makeup, when I'm about to have a match. Like, I just love the feeling of music and what it does to you. And I listen to rap, pop, punk rock, rock, metal, grunge. Like I listen to so much different like genres of music that I feel like I would be good at DJing or be good in the music industry. So I'm really down to do that. I really
Absolutely. Absolutely. That's the thing. I can definitely introduce you to folks that are in different fields of the industry to find what piques your interest. Maybe, you might get into the performance part of it. Maybe your strength is the DJing part of it. But there's different things to do, different ways in music to do it.
Yeah.
Because there's many different vessels of talent. You can do vocal stuff. You can do producing.
Yeah.
You can do, and these are all great people. And these are people that I trust. So you'll be in great hands with them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And they're great people, and they would definitely look out. So we would definitely stay on it.
Okay.
I'll definitely be in touch with you about that. And,
All right.
and we're not far from each other, so we could definitely get to work on that. So, speaking of music, give me some of your favorite people. Who's like your favorite albums? If you say like, this is my favorite album, I always ask people this on Teasy's table. The on the island question. You're on the island, and you're on vacation there for 7 days. Now, we got to bring it back to the old CD player and Walkman days.
Oh.
So you don't have the Spotify where you can just have a playlist. It's back to the old CD. Now, you can take it, if it's something current, and bring it back to old CD days, you can.
Okay.
You're on an island. You have 7, with your lovely wife. And you have 7 days on this shit, but you can only take the old Walkman with the AA batteries, the headphones, and the CD, but you can bring one album. What's that album you're bringing?
My favorite album.
7 days. You're going to listen to that one album.
I'm trying to think because I feel like it would be like probably like an Ariana Grande album, maybe Sweetener.
Okay.
Or, because that's a good album front to back, Bad Bunny's most latest album is amazing front to back. But I don't know which one I would take. The Weekend After Dawn is really good, and
Okay.
After Hours, like front to back, like those are good albums. Like I feel like when albums come out, you have to listen to them front to back to see how well they like merge together, you know?
Yeah.
And I feel like as an adult, I've done that more to like really like get into the music and the sound and the story that they're trying to tell through the album. But yeah, I feel like it has to be like, you know what? Lady Gaga's art pop. Like, I love Lady Gaga's like tours. I love her music. I love like the depth that she has. Like when it comes to storytelling, her lyrics. Just, I think it has to be a Gaga album. I'm gonna say art pop.
That's only a great choice because she's a legend. But it shows that the appreciation you have for her artistry to be able to say, hey, if I'm on vacation for 7 days, this is what I'm bringing.
I'll be banging to art pop.
You know what I mean? So that's a great thing to be able to say, hey, I have this diversity. So now you said also before that you're into different types of genres. What other genres of music do you listen to? Who are some of your favorites in other genres outside of pop or hip hop?
So I love Falling in Reverse. Like when I say love them, I adore them. As you know, Ronnie is dating Soraya. And like I went to go to some like concert. It was like the 98 Rock concert in Tampa. It was at the Amalie Arena. And one of my favorite bands is the Pretty Reckless. Taylor Momsen's lead singer. She used to play on Gossip Girl. And I've been a fan of hers for a very long time, since high school. We went to this concert. We were supposed to go see them. We got there a little late, so we only heard like maybe one or two of their songs. And then Falling in Reverse was playing after them. Now, I know a couple of Falling in Reverse songs prior to this, but when I saw them perform live, I fell in love.
That's it. Performing live will do it.
And it's when you go see somebody perform live and it sounds better than like the track. Like,
because it's all improvised. They're improvising through it.
It's
more of a feeling than just the studio recording.
It's so good, and I love like the band sound and what Ronnie like sings about, and he raps too, like on these tracks. But like then he does like the like metal, like it's it gives you that feeling like you want to turn up and you want to be like bopping and jumping around. Like I really love how he performs, and I love seeing his mic work when he actually does perform. I think that's what I love so much about like what we do and like what industry that we're in, because it's all art. Like you can see the different performance styles. You see how this pop artist does, but this rock artist is different. Like I'm going to see Doja Cat in Miami in November, and this is my first time seeing her, and I'm so excited because I know how artistic she is.
Yes.
And I know she wants to put on a good show, especially after being like gone for so many years and finally dropping an album. Like I'm so excited to see like what she actually puts together. I'm excited for the music, but I'm excited to see like her sets and see like what she does and what kind of outfit she wears. So Doja Cat is another one of my favorites. Falling in Verse. There's an artist, Snow the Product.
Yes.
She's a Mexican rapper.
Yes.
I like
fire.
That girl, that's my girl. Snow, that's my girl. Like me and Dee have been to like so many of her concerts. We've hung out with her. Like she's one of, I would say she's a friend of mine. Like, but I've always been a fan of hers. Like even before I met her, I was like, oh, I can't wait to go to her concert. Like I love everything she raps about. She obviously raps in Spanish too, which some things I know, some things I don't, but for the most part, I feel like I learned Spanish listening to Spanish music. Like, I listen to a lot of Bad Bunny. I listen to a lot of Snow. I feel like that's how I pick up on Spanish. And, of course, my girlfriend is Cuban, and her family speaks Spanglish most of the time. So that's the only way I can really, like, pick up on it. But, yeah, I just feel like I have, like, a very diverse like music taste. It's very all over the place. It's like one end of the spectrum to the next. Like I like some country music. I like Whiskey Lullaby is one of my favorite songs. I love that song so much. Carrie Underwood is another one of my favorites. Like
Legend.
Yeah, like I feel like my taste is just it's all over the place, but I feel like I'm able to blend it very well.
And that's the great thing about that is because, you know, I was raised off Red Hot Chili Peppers and Metallica, Dave Matthews Band. So I wasn't just well versed on rap.
Yeah.
So my perspective on life too, it changes his perspective on life too, hearing from different cultures where people come from. It started with hip hop and R&B, but it vesseled out into other forms. Going to different rock shows, going to see different bands, different things, you know, and seeing different genres to see how different people of cultures think. If you really sit down and listen to a hip hop song and a country song, they're not saying much different.
That's what I'm saying.
You know, it's not much. It's just different tempos of how they're expressing it.
Exactly.
But it's not. They're talking about where they're from. It's you know, the one's talking about their horse, and the other might be talking about where their neighborhood is. But it's you know, it's not. It's all the same topic. It's just a different expression.
That's
I remember
so
I was watching the
true.
country music channel, right? And I don't know who the artist was. I'm not going to butcher the name. I don't know. But it was this dude, and he was literally singing about his horse, a country singer. And he was riding the horse. The horse was in the bar, and he was singing to his horse. I said, you know what, bro? I respect it. I respect it.
Yeah.
Because he's being true to himself.
Yeah.
And the song wasn't half bad. If I see it again, I'm going to bring it up. Because the song was dope. I'm going to look it up. I don't know how to put it on YouTube.
Like,
country artist sings the horse. I don't know, but
that's exactly what I'm gonna look up.
but it was pretty dope. I was talking to my grandmother, and I went to go check on her, and she was watching. She was like half asleep, and the song was on TV. I was like, "You watching country music television?" She's like, "I don't know. I went to sleep to this," and I'm watching. I was like, "All right,
Okay.
this ain't half bad." But you know, that's the thing about having your horizons open and being able to do that.
Yeah.
So let me ask you some quick fire questions now. These are going to be quick.
Okay.
First thing that comes to mind.
Okay.
It's a either or. You have to choose one.
Okay.
Okay?
All right.
And we'll go into explanations of some of them after, but you just it's quick fire. You just have to choose one.
Okay.
I'm gonna ask you a good couple of them. Okay. Snow the Product or Lady Gaga?
Gaga. I'm sorry, Snow.
Ah, okay.
Gaga's iconic. I can't. Like.
Okay. I feel you. All right. In a perfect world, wrestling or soccer?
Wrestling.
Ooh, it took you a second there.
It did, because I had to really think about it. I love soccer. Like, it had such a huge impact on my life. And honestly, like, said it before, but it's another one of those things you just have to do. I want to go to a field and like kick around. My dog, I have 2 corgis, Blaze and Benito. And Blaze is a soccer boy. He loves ball. Ball is life with him. We call him a goalie. We call him a little Messi because he literally is so focused on the ball. Like he wants to chase it. It's a soccer ball. It's a tennis ball. He doesn't care. I would love to take him to a field and have him like sit in the goal and see if he'll catch it because I'm sure he would.
Wow.
I seriously think he would like defend the goal. I think he would be a great goalie. So that's something I really want to do. But wrestling.
Okay.
Wrestling.
Okay, got you. Now, another one. You have a choice to go to one dream vacation with your wife. Where you going? Paid for, you just go for the experience. Where you taking her?
Well, one, I know it has to, like, the food has to be good. No matter where we go, we got to go eat.
Oh, we black people, we got to eat. Cuban and black people, we got to eat, man. Like, there's...
Oh.
Somebody be like, Waffle House.
I just had Waffle House the other day. It was delicious. I was craving it, too. Oh, my God. If it was my pick, I'm stuck between Japan or Italy.
Choose one.
Maybe Japan.
Okay. Japan.
Maybe Japan.
Dream vacation with the wife, you go to Japan.
Yeah, I think that's somewhere we've both been talking about going. We both really want to wrestle in Japan, but like I feel like for me, I've always been into like Japanese culture. Growing up, I really was into like their fashion and like the streets and how futuristic Japan was. But like,
absolutely, they're always ahead of us.
Yeah, and every time I hear people like that come back from Japan, they say the food is amazing. It tastes like really fresh and great, and like you think about a dream vacation, you know people say like Fiji or the Barbados or somewhere, but I would like to go somewhere that is pretty much a culture shock. I want to experience something completely different than what's normal. What's the normal vacation? We've been to Mexico. Like we love like tacos that are made in Mexico are the best tacos. But I want to go somewhere I've never been that I've always wanted to go, and Japan is definitely one of those places.
Okay, a few more questions. What is one thing about yourself that you say, oh, I need to work on this? For self-improvement. What's one thing about yourself you can say, all right, this might be a weakness. I need to work on this. Just that for you to be a better person.
Speaking up for myself, hands down. Speaking up for myself. I've always had a hard time doing it, even as a kid, and still as an adult, I have a hard time doing it. No matter if it comes to like storylines in wrestling, what I want to do, where I want to go eat, like if I'm in a situation, just speaking up for myself in general. Like sometimes I just wait until the last minute, or there's too much time that's passed and I don't say anything. So I would really like want to work on speaking up for myself when it's time to speak up for myself, not waiting for somebody to speak up for me or waiting till, it hits the fan and, there's nothing that can be done. So speaking up for myself.
Okay. Now, and, so you have that experience of speaking up for yourself. You have, that thing you want to work on. Now, let's go to the opposite real quick. What's the one thing you're the most proud of yourself about? Give yourself some roses. What's something you can say, you know what, as Kiera Hogan, I'm proud of myself that this is who I am. I'm 100% confident in this. What's something that you are most proud of about yourself?
As much as sometimes I don't act on it, my determination. It's gotten me very far.
Amen.
I can always count on that. That and my intuition, I think. I've especially now that I'm like getting more into myself, I feel like my intuition, but definitely my determination. I've always been super determined, no matter what it was, no matter if people said I wasn't. First getting into wrestling, a lot of people were like, oh, she's going to make it because she's pretty. oh, she's going to make it because, you know, her body's nice. Oh, she's going to make it because of this. I always like proving people wrong. Like, don't count me out just because I'm this or I'm short. I'm athletic and I'm determined. So I'm going to make it happen for myself no matter what. So definitely my determination.
I think that's the one common denominator, whether it's Diamante, whether it's me, whether it's you, anybody else who was successful.
Mm-hmm.
We all have that switch.
Yeah.
When it's time to get it,
mm-hmm.
we get it.
Yep.
Because you deal with it, whether it's doubters, whether it's people, whether it's situations,
mm-hmm.
that determination and that never say die, that grit, just that other side that dark side,
yeah,
which people try to avoid,
yeah,
but you really need it
mm-hmm.
in order to be successful, to tap in to that dark side,
yeah,
to channel that energy to be successful, you know. And I'm the same way. I have the same mentality as you have, that same determination. Nobody's gonna tell me I'm not gonna
mm-hmm.
be able to do it.
Yeah,
that same thing is what got us both to this point, you know. So before I close this out, the last question I have to ask you: if you also was on that island and you had one food, that when your favorite meal, what's that meal you taking on that island with them headphones and that music? We gotta talk about food for a minute. What's that meal you taking? It could be a cheat meal, it could be whatever, but you gotta have it when you're on that vacation. What's that meal you gotta have?
Well, it's actually a meal that my girlfriend cooks for me.
Okay,
almost
D.
on a weekly basis.
Okay, D.
It's a dish called picadillo. It is white rice with a like meat sauce, like a tomato sauce, almost like a bolognese. Almost. But the flavoring is different. You put it on top of rice with tostones and fried cheese.
Well,
on the beach with my headphones, listening to God. Oh yeah, I'm down.
Well then, sounds like a meal. Sounds like a good vacation, weekly, daily meal at the crib.
That sounds like a vacation to me.
At the vacation with the headphones, and man, that sounds like it to me.
I can.
So,
thinking about it.
In closing, I always do this for all my people who come on the show. If you get to look into the camera and any motivating words you want to tell folks about reaching your dreams, any message you want to give to, you know, the young Kiera Hogans out there who look up to you, anything you want to tell the people, you know, about reaching their dreams, anything you want to say, if you look into the camera and just tell them any motivating words, because Teasy's Table is all about motivation. It's all about uplifting. This platform is about not only giving roses to you, but to also shed light on who you are outside of just what you do.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, maybe somebody out there is watching you right now that, you know, is maybe not feeling down or anything, but maybe might just be motivated mm-hmm. from what you do. Is there anything you want to say, you know, looking to the camera or just a direct conversation you want to tell the people, you know, about, you know, being able to motivate them to reach their dreams?
It's actually funny that you said that because, and, you know, I was just talking to Dee in the car about making Get Ready With Me videos with a motivational speech over it rather than me talking about the product. Because I always, like, I do have a lot of rough days, and I'm trying to be better about thinking positively and not letting that voice win, the one that's always like bringing you down. I've been trying hard to not let it win. So I would like to put more inspirational and motivational content out rather than just get ready with me. Let me talk about all these makeup products that I'm sure you already know about. Like, I want there to be like a positive message behind it. So I'm glad that you're asking me to do this. I just want to say, always be yourself. I know that it's very cliche, but being myself has gotten me very, very far. Do not let anybody steer you from being anything different that you know is you. You know you best, and don't let anybody tell you different. If you have a dream, follow it. Like I said, nobody can steer you from doing anything that isn't going to fulfill you. You know yourself best, and you have to do what's going to make you happy in this lifetime. Life is a gift. It's a blessing. I feel like we take it for granted a lot of the time, but you have to make the best out of every single minute, second, hour, day, month, year, because you don't know when it's going to be your last. So live your life to the fullest on your terms, and don't let anybody steer you from what's going to fulfill you in this lifetime.
You know, not only could I close out and say that better myself, thank you for that, because people need that. You know, with the way the world is right now, the way everything is out here is just all over the place.
Yeah.
We need people like yourself that can give people motivation into, you know, whatever dream or whatever they're going through. You know, whether it's wanting to be a wrestler, whether it's getting up every day, going there 9 to 5, taking care of their families, whatever. They need that motivation from somebody like you. I want to give you your roses here, and close the segments. I always like to give people their roses. I've always respected what you've done, but you've always been a great person.
Thank you.
You know, we're in an industry where people are Hollywood, people switch up.
Real quick.
People show their true colors.
Amen.
You know, and you've always given me roses for somebody who I don't wrestle, obviously. I'm just a musician. But I've always known my place. And the fact that a lot of people have accepted me as an extended part of the family for what you do, very humbled and appreciated by it. I don't take none of it for granted, because a lot of people would want to be in this spot. But I've always tried to just show respect. You know, I don't say nothing on Twitter. I don't say nothing crazy. I always show respect to what your line of work is and what you do. And for you to be and wrestle, something that's always been a passion of mine too. For you, Diamante, everybody that has accepted me in, I will thank you on this podcast, every guest that I have on here, because it means the world to me. Because not everybody's blessed with that trust to be able to have this conversation. You know, so, you know, where can people follow you? Where can people hit you up for anything you do want to promote? For people can hit you up. Obviously, your Instagram and stuff has been on this platform while we've been talking. But for anybody who wants to hit you up for any other things, where can they hit you up at?
So you can hit me up at my business email, KieraHoganBusiness@yahoo.com, for any booking inquiry. I really want to get into like club hosting. Like, I don't know if you watch the Zeus Network, like the Baddies.
Oh, you want to talk about you fitting that? What? That's your lane right there.
Listen, I'm trying to get on the Baddies. Natalie, we done already met, so put me on. Like, give me my own show. But I'm trying to get into like hosting. I have my headshots and my comp card. So if you want to book me for a commercial, any audition, my business email, KieraHoganBusiness@yahoo.com. But I really want to get into like more TV and more film. I really want to get seriously into acting because it's always been a passion of mine. So yeah, you can, hit me up there.
I have an idea before I do my closing monologue. So I have a song, and it's a sample of the Gap Band's Outstanding song. It's a sample of that. And the song's called Summertime. So I was thinking, because I was on shooting in Tampa, if you and D would like to be in the video, and you guys be together, obviously, not separate, you guys be together, and interacting with each other, and I think that's a great idea.
I think we could definitely do that.
I think that's a dope idea. It just popped in my head. And I'm saying this on camera because I speak things into existence. So it just popped in my head, and I was like, they would fit perfect. I'd have my crew. We have like a cruise, like a barbecue. I got it.
Hey, let's do it.
I got the idea. Shout out to Javon Black for the great hook, by the way. Yeah, so that if D's down with it, definitely I'll hit you guys up about that as well. Just popped in my head. So thank you guys once again for tuning in to this inaugural episode of Teasy's Table. This is a season. I will be doing these just impromptu monthly, where I bring my great friends into the platform and we sit down and we just have a conversation. This is not based on, just the regular things that us entertainers do. This is about life. This is about spirit. It's about motivation. It's about the ups and downs of life and being able to have these conversations with my respective peers on things instead of the regular. Because I was not going to bring my friend on this show and ask her about her favorite suplex she did in 2022 against such and such. Because really, she doesn't care to talk about it, and I don't care to ask. So I'd rather just ask her about things that invest her interest. So that's what Teasy's Table is. Like when I do platforms and they ask me, hey, what's your favorite theme song you ever made? And I'm just like, I made like 300 of them. I don't know.
I don't know.
But yeah, I like to talk about other things. So that's what this investor thing is. All humor aside, this is about coming together, bringing people together that I consider family, people of all walks of life. This woman here is immensely talented. We're gonna work on some different projects together. She's an amazing person. And once again, you guys can find me at Teasy Jones on all things social media platforms. Monteasy bookings. My mail address is that I don't answer that one. MonteasyTV@gmail.com. I answer that one, but y'all be sending me crazy stuff. So I don't even, just for all bookings and things like that, hit me up. Please be respectful.
Yes.
And make sure you guys take care of each other. You love each other. And you better not, shoot at the queen or the king. And you best not miss Teasy's Table.
Period.